Hey everybody, East Coast Reefer here. Today I'm going to talk to you about these little things. So this is the TMC Reef Filter 100 Nano. And it's something I bought for my tank to try and use as a phosphate reactor to bring down my phosphates. So what does it look like? The device itself is here. You have a clip on the side here that will clip onto your sump and a pump on the bottom, and it draws water in, flows it through past the media inside, which in my case was Reefer. It would go up and then it would come out this top part here, run down the outside of the inner container, and then come out of these holes all around at the bottom. So one really handy thing with this is you can take this bit out with the media in, leave that in your tank running, and then you can take that out, clean it, put new media in it or whatever you want to do with it, then bring it back and just pop it back in and you're good to go again. So what problems did I have? I don't know so much about problems. I did have a couple of situations. So firstly, initially I found it quite noisy, and it was just like running water sounds. But I quickly worked out if I took this chamber out and I took this little adapter off, put it back in, and then if I sat this in my tank on the bottom of the sump so that the whole thing was then pretty much underwater, or most of it was underwater, the flow would still go through, but you didn't hear that splashing water sound, so it greatly reduced the noise level. So that solved that first issue that I encountered. The second one was after a few months, it didn't seem to be pulling out the phosphate very well anymore. I wasn't quite sure why, and then I did what I probably should have done in the beginning, which was read the manual. And then I realised this little pump on the bottom is, you can strip it down. So if you rotate this end part here, it unscrews and you can take the impeller out. So all it was is it just got a bit slimed up in here. So I gave it a clean in the body, gave the impeller a clean, gave this housing a clean as well, put it all back together, and everything worked perfectly fine. So the only reason I really took it out of the tank was to move to the Nano torque reactor. Now I got the Nano torque 2.0, which is a 2-litre chamber for media, which is massive overkill for my tank, but I wanted to try lots of different ideas with it and different medias and mixing medias, so I tried activated carbon and Reefer and a few other bits and bobs. And what I've actually found is, while the PhosX would run in it completely fine, I've since transitioned away from PhosX towards Reefer again, because I found that the PhosX wasn't quite strong enough. And unfortunately, the baffles inside the Nano torque are not holding the Reefer back, so it's just kind of flooding through and leaking out of the reactor. So I think really I need to work out what to do next, whether I'm going to move back to PhosX again, or the possibility is stay with Reefer and refit this in my sump. So I'm a little unsure what to do, but the idea with this is I play around and see what works best. So what are my final thoughts on this TMC Reef Filter 100 Nano? I think I've got that right. Yep, yeah, I got that right. I think it's really good. The price difference between the Nano and this wasn't a huge amount, but this one, if you only want to run Reefer and you don't want to run a really huge amount of it, So basically, as long as whatever you want to run media-wise will fit in between those two sponges, then the TMC is a fantastic little filter. Like I said, the only real reason I changed out to the NIOS one was I wanted to try out lots of different media ideas. One of the things that I'm still thinking about is having some kind of biological filtration media like the Seachem matrix. That's it. Seachem matrix balls in that tunnel, forcing the water through it like that. Is that another option? You know, there's lots of different ideas I can play around with that, and maybe that's more what I'll move towards is doing the experiments in the NIOS talk and running my ROAFOS in this. So hopefully that's helped you. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in another video really soon.